Yeah. So thank you so much for coming. It's a great privilege to be here with a wonderful director, Megan DeChastel, and these great actors, Benjamin Osugo, Megan McDonald, Helen Mackay, and Jimmy Ewell. This is a wonderful play by Anna Whealing, who's in the audience, called Breakers. We'll have a Q&A at the end of it, because your responses to the play are very important to all of us, but especially to Anna, I would say, you know, as she progresses with this play, which is already, I would say, in a really excellent state. So, my name is Matthew Zajac. I'm the Artistic Director of Dr. Star Theatre Company. This is the very first Spark New Play Festival for the Highlands. It's a very rare thing to happen anywhere in Scotland, an event like this, and it's the first time anything like this has happened in Scotland. So I thank you for showing such fantastic support. It wouldn't have been possible to do this without Eden Court. Thanks to Susie Armitage and Rebecca Holt, who are at the back there, and the Playwright Studio of Scotland. Amy, I don't know if Amy's here from the Playwright Studio, but she's in the building somewhere. And Louise, the director, is just on her way. Anyway, I shall go. Enough of that. Enjoy Breakers. You'll have a wonderful experience.
One, Lut Desert in Iran. Julie reaches the top of a sand dune, hot and exhausted. She stares out at the endless dunes of shifting sand before her. She's tiny, insignificant in the vast landscape. A sudden rumbling around her. An engine has started. The sand beneath Julie's feet starts to slip away.
Everyone back in the Jeep now, time to go. Next stop, sand surfing. Let's have some fun, yeah?
Then evening. Heavy rain, wind, a car park in northern Scotland. Stella and Julie shelter inside a small, poorly constructed tent.
I'm sorry. Julie? You were right, okay? Okay. We should have waited till tomorrow. I was just excited. Not impatient. I just didn't want to be sitting around with nothing to do. It was just waiting around in the house. It's awkward. It felt awkward. Not that being around you and you being here is awkward. It's just that I'm sorry. Okay, about the rain, Stella. Usually BBC weather is way off. I think we got quite far. Do you? Don't you? No. We walked for hours, like hours.
Yeah, that's the idea. I mean, it's a walking holiday, you walk.
Right. Carrying a heavy rucksack, through clouds of midges with throbbing blisters. Aye, it's totally relaxing. Is it always like this? Camping.
How do you mean?
Sitting in a tent.
Yes.
In the rain.
Not always.
With nothing to do.
Well, I like it.
Okay.
I mean, usually you're somewhere exciting and you've been walking a lot more, so you're tired and...
The tent works.
I'm not the one who forgot half the tent peg, Sarah.
That's not my name. Don't call me that. Nobody calls me that.
Okay.
We could get drunk.
I don't drink.
Why?
Because I don't find it fun.
It's great.
Oh, you're just embarrassing.
I'm not
and you
embarrassing.
don't really remember everything.
I remember everything.
Really expensive.
It is really expensive.
There's not much else to do up here, I suppose.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. There's just not that much to do up here.
So we're all alcoholics?
No, I didn't say that.
There's lots to do up here, actually.
What? Having babies and rearing sheep?
That is so narrow-minded. I can't believe you think of us like that.
Us?
And travelling is meant to make you appreciate different cultures and not shit on your own.
I'm not shitting on my own culture.
That is my point. This is your home.
Yes, I know. I'm not saying it's not.
Okay.
What are we even arguing about?
Nothing. Fine.
Stella slowly pushes up the sagging tent roof with one hand. Julie starts to climb into her sleeping bag.
What are you doing?
I'm going to sleep.
You're joking. We're not staying here.
Why
And
not?
our bags and our things are all soaked and my feet are like sponges.
You wanted to come. You said you could hack it.
I nearly fell in a puddle the size of Loch Ness when I went to pee.
Idiot. That's why your feet are wet.
What? We take hypothermia.
We won't. We're wearing merino.
So, what?
Wool holds heat when it's damp. Like, trust me, I've been in plenty worse conditions.
Oh, of course, I forgot. Suppose this is just a drizzle to you.
We're fine. Just go to sleep.
It's 6 o'clock!
Well, what else are we going to do?
Get a pint somewhere dry and warm, like...
No,
It's 20 minutes up the road.
I'm not going.
Julie, this is ridiculous.
This is camping.
We're in a bloody car park!
I'm not going to the Gull, Stella. That's not why we're here.
Why are we here?
Because it's raining and you wanted to stop already?
No. Why are you here, Julie? I didn't have to reply to your email, you know. I didn't have to say yes to this stupid expedition, but I thought you'd be nice, at least.
And I thought you'd be different. Look, this was a bad idea. Tomorrow we'll pack up and I'll leave.
Fine. Whatever. You know, I spent a lot of money on this. On the boots and bag and...
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, you could have borrowed stuff from Mum. Dad left so much.
She sold it all when she moved.
Oh,
You didn't know she moved.
I get emails.
Do you reply to them?
Sometimes.
What does she tell you?
Stuff.
Stuff about here.
Yeah. Gossip, mostly.
And you don't reply.
Well, I do. I'm just...
Off travelling the world.
Yeah, well, what's wrong with that?
You've not asked how she is.
I said I get emails.
She's gone out west. She phones me 3 times a day.
Sorry.
Do you remember how she used to tell us bedtime stories? Once upon a time, there were 2 sisters called Stella and Jo.
Yeah.
Kept telling us that story till we were, what, 12, 13?
I don't know.
She still calls you Jewel, you know. My precious Jewel. I know you don't email, because she never knows where you are. See, I ask about you, I do, and I know that you never ask about Rob, so... What?
She stopped telling us stories when you and Rob started.
That's not true.
You were out all the time. You didn't come home after school.
That's not
always
true. You
Rob
wouldn't have
doing
disappeared all the
whatever.
time without telling
I just
anyone.
didn't do things with you with the popular
Oh, this is about
kids.
me being
No,
popular.
actually, Stella, it's not about you at all.
Really? I thought you said that I somehow ruined your relationship with Mum.
No, I said Mum stopped telling stories when you and Rob...
That's got nothing to do with Mum telling stories. She told stories all the time.
Yes, well, that's when she stopped.
That's insane, Julie. Think about it. You'd have been 17 then. Are you saying that Mum told you bedtime stories when you were 17?
I remember you weren't there to hear them.
Oh my God, will you listen to yourself?
Well, you never listened to me.
Stella stops trying to hold up the tent and starts to shove things into her bag.
This is absolute bullshit. I'm not sitting in the torrential rainstorm in a fucking car park having an irrational conversation with my insane sister. Are you coming? Fine. Drown.
Stella leaves the tent. 2. A reception desk in a shabby local inn, the Gull.
What a shithole. Ding! Oh, dirty. Dust.
It's old.
You do the talking, okay?
Are you actually serious? Ding. Looks a bit like a gull, doesn't it? I've always thought that. Grey stone, slate roof, even worse in the rain. Looming, it's kind of looming. Feels like it's got a beak.
It's a pub. Ding, 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 ding.
Can I help you?
Shit.
Bloody hell!
Oh,
Hamish!
is that still Ainsley?
Hi, how's it going, Hamish? It's been a while. Listen, we're idiots. As you can see for yourself, we're soaked and we've been trying to camp in this thunderstorm and we're cold cold and hungry and miserable, and you wouldn't have a room for us, would you?
2 rooms.
Hamish, we're dripping on the floor.
Oh, sorry, girls. Right, let me have a look.
He fumbles with an iPad.
Right, you'll have heard the news, I take it.
Oh no, we've only arrived in the village a couple of hours ago. We've been walking.
You've no heard?
Heard what?
A crash. Just going out of the village there on the bends. 2 lads.
God, another.
Aye, it's a terrible business. People say they were speeding, but that bit of road's always bloody awful. It'll be closed for hours now. Potential crime scene.
Are they okay?
One is, aye.
And the other?
Down at Rigmore.
Who is it?
Rob McCluskey.
Rob McCluskey.
Oh, we've known him since a bairn.
Aye, my lass would babysit.
Bonny wee lad he was.
They think he might be paralysed.
What a tragedy.
Couldn't imagine Rob in a wheelchair, could you?
Rob McCluskey.
Mindy time he played pipes for a queen.
When was that?
Aye, when was that?
In Rigmore.
She came up on her train.
All round the houses.
Up to
It
Rogert.
was further than Rogert.
Oh, at least up to Rogert.
There's a video on YouTube, I'm sure.
He must have been
I
wee.
need to sit down.
Just a wee boy.
Dressed in his kilt, stood on the platform.
Just him playing, no whole band, mind.
Lord Piper.
His dad was proud of that.
Was anyone with him?
She got out her train.
I remember.
She got out of her train and went right up to speak to him.
Aye, after he played Highland Laddie.
We're always driving.
No, Scottish soldier.
It was Scottish soldier.
Driving out to the point with the radio
A
bleeding.
popular lad.
Oh, aye, the lassies love him.
Oh, Rob and Stella Ainsley, do you mind that?
Oh, dancing together that gala night.
They say he might not make it through the night. What a tragedy.
Stella stands in the crowded bar. She's 16 and it's gala week. Rob is standing at the bar watching her.
Stella Ainsley,
What?
you're not drinking, are you? It's okay, I won't telling you. You're 18, right?
16.
No way. You're 18 if you're a day.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm 18. Definitely 18.
Glad to hear it. But I'm the gentleman, so can I get your next one? What you have?
Vodka Coke.
Very grown up.
Patronising shite.
Wow, okay, sorry. I am sorry. It is grown up. My mum drinks it.
Your mum drinks it.
I don't know why I said
You
that.
think I'm like your mum?
You're nothing like my mum.
Okay, good. So, did you come over to buy me a drink?
And talk to you, buy you a drink and talk to you.
Why?
Well, I can go away if you want.
No, you've never talked to me before.
When?
Like, in band?
Oh, pipe band. I've not been in the pipe band for
In
years.
here then?
Well, I don't know.
You don't remember me from pipe band, do you?
I don't know. But hey, that's probably because you were one of the smart ones.
Not really.
Sure you are. You're going off to uni, aren't you?
Yeah, to do music at Glasgow. Well, I mean, if I get in.
You will. You'll go to uni and never look back, eh?
I'll be back in the summer. Kind of miss Gala week, kinda.
It's a good laugh, all right.
Are you going to the dance later?
Oh, rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. You can't keep me up with practice.
What was that?
You don't think we make a good
You're
pair?
gonna have to get better at dancing.
Oh, I see. Not good enough for Miss Stella Ainsley going off to university in the big city.
Stop it.
I'm only teasing. Of course I'm not good enough. Gorgeous girl like you.
I'm not.
Oh. What? Beautiful? Smart?
You're smart.
No, I'm not. Shite at school I was.
You've got a job.
That does not make you smart. Anyone can get a job round here.
You're a joiner, right? Smart.
Now who's patronising?
No, I'm serious. It's cool.
Cool. Okay.
Cool. You're doing your own thing. What?
No, it's that's nice. You're nice.
Do you not like being a joiner?
Not really, no. It's shy.
Okay. What do you want to do then?
Nothing. Sweet fuck all. Sit on my ass and watch TV all day. I mean, I never really thought about it. Nobody's ever really asked me, apart from Mrs. McDonald at school in that careers chat shite they do with you.
And what did you say to her?
Same thing. I want to do sweet fuck all. She said I would with that attitude in my grades. So.
But you've thought of doing other things, being other things.
I wanted to be Michael Schumacher, I wanted to be Steven Gerrard, and I wanted to be, I don't know, good at something, but, well, yeah, nothing to be good at up here except being a joiner or, I don't know, playing pipes.
You're good at that.
Thanks.
No, really, I remember you in the pipe band.
Too old for that now?
Do you still play?
No, a bit weird playing pipes for no reason. I miss it though. It makes me want to go back. Talking to you.
Jesus, Grandad. You're not that old.
Can I have your number?
Yeah, it's sure, I can.
Yeah. You did put your name.
Oh, sorry, I can.
No, it's all right. I can do it. S-T-E-L-L-A. Stella. It's pretty.
The crowd falls away. Stella and Julie are in their 30s again, standing in the bar.
Stella? Stella, you okay?
Look,
Over there.
all at the same time. Wait.
To see.
That's Julie Ainsley.
It is I.
It is.
Did Hamish say that Rob's in Bigmore?
Yes, look, we don't have to stay here if you don't want to. I don't know what you want to do. I know he was very important to you. Maybe you do, maybe you do want to stay. Do you want to stay?
Because that's Stella, although I haven't seen her for years.
Yes.
I thought she moved away.
Right.
To Tain?
No,
To outside Tate
No.
somewhere.
I don't know.
Right.
But when was the last time we saw Julie,
I
eh?
don't think she's been back since she left.
When would that be?
I'm going to get a drink.
15 years ago.
Julie walks out onto a rundown pier. She's 17 years old.
You gonna jump, Julie Ainsley?
No.
You might want to be careful standing so close to the edge. Someone might push in.
Don't!
No, I wouldn't though. Don't worry. They scared you though, didn't I? Oh. Everyone's coming down here after them ones are out of school. We're gonna jump.
All right.
What are you doing now you're out already? You Skyping?
It's a free period.
Aye, sure you are. Julie Ainsley is Skyping. Oh, thought you were a goody-goody.
I'm not. You don't even know me.
All right, calm down.
Why are you not at work?
Friday afternoon.
He tries to extract a packet of cigarettes from his swimming shorts pocket.
Where's your sister then?
I don't know. School?
That's gay. She can come if she wants. You can tell her to come down here if she wants. So we're gonna jump. So. Oh shit! I forgot my lighter in the car, didn't I? You got one.
I don't smoke.
See, goody goody.
I'm going. It's peaceful before you came.
Come on, don't be a drama queen. Take one.
You can't even light it.
We can smoke them in the car. I got a car now. I got off Dad. It's mine. You passed your test yet?
No.
You learning?
No.
How not?
Look, I don't need to.
But like, how are you gonna get about?
I can get the bus.
Nah, good luck with that. Suppose you don't go anywhere though, do you? Never see you down at the Gull. Should get out more, come to some dances.
I'm fine, thanks.
It won't hurt to lighten up a bit. Take that stick out your arse, eh?
Fuck off, Rob!
It was only a joke. I was joking. Oh, Julie, don't be so weird. Where are you going? Can I drive you?
Present day, Stella has returned from the bar with drinks.
We have to stay here, Julie.
So she's back, is she?
After all this time, never visits her here.
Been travelling the world, her mum says.
Very proud.
Do we?
And for what? What help is that to anyone?
Because we've already come in. We can't leave now. Everyone would see that we'd left and it would look bad.
Aye, how does she make a living from that then?
It's not like we stumbled into his funeral or whatever. We were escaping a storm.
Heard she spent months in Jordan, of all places.
Exactly. We can't go back into a storm. That's like saying we choose a storm over Rob.
What?
We know him.
And what do you think she was doing there then? No holiday destination, is it?
We knew him like 15 years ago.
And everyone knows that we know him.
Yeah, I don't really care.
She writes, that's what I've heard anyway. Travel writing, journalism, books.
Books?
Something about different countries all over the world.
All right, for some.
Makes sense when you think. She was always writing in that wee diary of hers.
Kept herself to herself.
We have to stay.
How long do we have to stay?
Would you stop it?
Stop what?
Making this all about you? Yes, okay, I know you've not been here in years, and yes, people will notice and they'll talk, and it's not nice, but I have to deal with it too, okay?
Mind the year she blew up the science lab.
My boy was in school the same year.
She was in there when she wasn't meant to be doing some experiment she wasn't allowed to do, and she blew up the
A
lab.
bit of it anyway.
I remember because they had to merge classes.
Lab needed a full refurb.
Selfish if you ask me. School doesn't have money for that.
It's slightly different though, isn't it?
How?
And cutting her hair and those clothes.
Oh yeah, we Amy Mackay was scared of her.
Because they like you. You fit in. You were the normal one.
I wouldn't go into the girls' toilets if she was in there. Thought she'd try something on with her.
That's in your head, Julie. It's always in your head.
The school science lab. Julie's 17. She's in a lunchtime study class with Mr. Mills.
We know by the experiment we did earlier in class in the fume cupboard that when we add manganese dioxide to hydrogen peroxide, we get oxygen, water, and... Julie?
Heat.
Well, yes, energy, meaning that manganese dioxide is
A reagent.
Yes, you do know this. And what can you tell me about energy?
It's wasted learning chemistry.
Ha! Very funny. Energy is used breaking bonds.
Yeah, and it's released when new bonds form.
Yes, perfect. So, the entropy change is the difference in energy between the products and the reactants.
But I don't understand what that means.
You do.
No, I don't, Mills. I don't. One second I think I've got it, and then we start talking about the next bit, and the first bit goes again. I can't do it. I give up.
There's a reason why you wanted to take this higher, Julie.
So I can keep hanging out here at lunch.
Don't you want to be having lunch with your friends?
I don't have any friends.
I'm not sure that's true.
No, sure. I've got you.
I'm your teacher, Julie.
Yeah, but like you're cool.
Yeah. You know, you can still hide, hang out here. Even if you don't take my class, you can use the room as a study space, as long as you don't touch anything dangerous.
Oh, well, now you tell me.
You got your offers in yet?
Yep. Glasgow, unconditional. Edinburgh, unconditional.
Oh, just! Oh, fantastic. So, you don't really need this class, eh? Well, I bet Miss Rutherford is pleased.
Why? I'm taking all the credit.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Well, she basically forced me to do her suggested texts. I mean, it was my dissertation. I wanted to pick my own text, but she said they were too sensational.
Let's get back to enthalpy, shall we?
Yeah, and she didn't want me to write about gender at all. She said the feminist angle was overdone, but I was going to write it differently.
Would it help to redo the experiment?
Mills,
Yeah.
do you ever feel like you're wrong?
About chemistry? No, not often.
No. I mean, here.
How do you mean, Julie?
I want to know that it'll be different at uni. Do you think people will be nice? Like, do you think they'll get me?
Well, there are lots of different people out there beyond the bright lights of Inverness. I'm sure many of them will get you.
Are you sure?
Positive. You're clever. You've got a lot to say. It's a big, wide world out there. It takes all sorts of people to make it, I've seen.
And you chose here?
You'll find your people, Julie. Trust me.
Julie's 17. She sits on the edge of the pier writing in her diary.
What are you writing?
None of your business.
Okay. I'm only asking. What are you doing here?
I always come here.
I've never seen you.
Yeah, well, when do you ever come here?
With Rob. This is Rob's place. I'm meeting him here.
Yes, whatever.
How come you have so much to write anyway?
Because I think for myself.
I think for myself.
Stella takes out a cigarette.
What are you doing?
What?
What, so you smoke now as well?
Yeah. So?
Yeah, Mum is going to kill you.
Well, Mum's not here, is she?
I could tell her.
Don't be a snitch, Jules.
Well, don't do things you shouldn't, Sarah.
Stella.
Yeah, that's not your name.
Everyone calls me Stella.
Yeah, only because you told them to, because you think you're so wonderful.
I know I'm so wonderful.
Brat.
Loser.
Bitch.
You're just jealous, Julie. Because I have friends and you're a nobody.
Oh, what's going on here then?
He takes the cigarette from Stella and puts it in his mouth.
It doesn't matter.
Good. We're going to drive, aren't we? Go get in the car. I'll finish this and be out there soon. Well, you're not going to go telling on Stella, are you, Julie?
No.
Because she's just having fun.
I don't care what she does. I don't care what either of you do.
Oh, don't say that. She's your sister. You two should care about each other.
No, I don't care what she does.
It's just a bit of fun. Just a bit of fun.
I said I don't care.
Oh, you're not going to write all this down in your book of yours then?
No.
Always writing something, aren't you? Right, wee geek. Is it secret?
It's private.
Ooh, private. Same thing.
It doesn't mean the same thing.
All right. Seriously though, what are you writing?
It's none of your business.
Come on, stop it.
No.
What's it like being smart?
What?
Does it make you better than everyone?
No.
But you do think you're better than everyone.
I don't.
Yeah, well then. See, I'm trying to understand you, Julie. I come round your house now, one of the family. I see you writing all the time, staying in your room. Why are you such a loner? What are you so scared of?
You know Stella only likes you because you have a car. She told me. She said, he's stupid and boring, but at least he drives me places.
She never said that.
She'll move on, you know. She'll go to uni. You'll still be hanging around with high school kids, just having fun, wasting your life. That's all you do.
Rob grabs Julie's diary.
No!
Oh, come on, Julie. I want to see what you've written about me in here. Bet you fancy me. Bet that's why you're so weird. Jealous of Stella and me, of what we have.
Give it back.
No, not yet. Let me have a look first.
No, it's private.
Oh, between friends, Julie, between family. I won't tell anyone, promise. What have we got here now? Oh, Stella's in here a lot, isn't she? Sisters, eh? Oh, you've got drawings too. What's this one? Oh, is that... What, the girl from Buffy? Oh, the fit one. What's her name?
I don't know.
Oh, yes you do. Alison Hannigan. Fuck me, Julia. You're obsessed with her, like.
Give it back.
or something? You are. You're a dyke. Julie Ainsley, the big school dyke.
Shut up!
No wonder they're all scared of you. Could probably smell it out, even if they don't know for sure. Oh, not so private anymore.
No, you don't get to.
What? Tell anyone.
Please, don't.
Oh, Stella, your mum.
No,
They'll think it's disgusting. Hate you, kick you out.
no.
But you don't know, do you? I might. You were my daughter.
Julie snatches her diary back.
Come on, Julie. It's your own fault, really. Shouldn't write it down like that. Incriminating, isn't it?
Are you gonna tell her?
Who? Stella? No. Baby. Ha! I don't know. Oh, this is fun, isn't it? We're gonna have a lot of fun now, Julie, now that I know your little secret. You wait.
The Gull, present day.
The roads were wet. If it hadn't rained, maybe
Well, we don't know that.
he swerved onto the other side.
Avoiding something, maybe?
Dear,
Those bends have always been bad.
worse if you've had a few.
We don't know that
He
yet.
was on the other side of the road, they say, coming round the corner.
Such a kind lad.
Aye.
Did Johnny's roofing free of charge when the missus left.
He looked out for people.
And it's not as though he had an easy life himself.
No.
With a mother like his.
But he was such a lovely boy.
Is
God, yes, is such a lovely boy.
an angel.
A real hero. God bless his soul.
Can we go to bed? I can't really stand this.
But we're just starting to have fun,
We're
starting
at
to
fucking
connect.
vigil.
I can't go to bed, Julie.
Okay.
So, how's work?
What?
Work, you know. What you do for a living? How is it? You know, keeping you busy?
What are you doing?
Trying to be normal. Make things normal.
Work's fine.
Good, great, yeah. Travel writing. I've never actually read any of yours.
Thanks.
I don't really get the time, you know, with stuff at the school and Pilates.
You do Pilates?
Tell me about one. Is it something that you wrote recently?
Okay. Well, the last one I wrote was about deserts.
Deserts. Like sand.
Yeah. About different deserts across the world. The Atacama, Namib, Lut, and the people who live in them. And how, well, to British people, they seem like these distant alien landscapes, but they're growing. Like with climate change, they're spreading, and so one day they might not be so alien. You know, more and more people will have to adapt to live in hotter and hotter places. You know, there's lots of different ways people can live in sand, but the hardest thing is that it moves, like all the time. It's constantly moving. And permanence becomes a way of life. It becomes how you think.
Did you go to all the deserts that you wrote about?
Been to most of them. I added a few more when I was writing the article. Actually, it was the thing that made me want to come home.
Deserts?
Something about seeing all the sand.
You were homesick.
I'm not staying.
I know.
It's just a visit to see
How it's all changed? Has it? Has it changed?
No. It's the same.
That's how everyone feels when they come home. It hasn't changed, so you change to fit in, to be the same as you were when you were here before.
Is that how you feel? Like here?
I live here. Well, I live near here. So, I mean, it's not really coming home for me, but every time I went back to Mum's, before she moved, it was like I was 16 again, or 10. I would want her to make me waffles for tea, and I would be annoyed at things, irrationally. Like, I would let myself get annoyed or grumpy in a way I wouldn't at my own house, like, where I have to be a grown-up. It's not like that at our new place. Now I have to be a grown-up everywhere. But you can be 17 again, here in the Gull, in the whole Highlands, really.
Yeah, being 17 sucks.
15 was pretty good.
Yep. 5 was good.
You don't remember what it was like being 5.
Yeah, but I know it was easier.
Time is weird. Like, years are slowly slipping by, and then bam, you're a 30-year-old teacher at your old high school.
31.
Or bam, you're in a car crash.
Stella.
No, it's okay. It's just weird, isn't it? Like, he went out with Rachel Campbell after me, you know. She was always such a bitch. And then Lucy Ross, and then a few others, and I stopped paying attention. Everyone loves him,
I know.
but they don't know him. Like,
I never liked him.
I know,
He was a bully.
he bullied you.
You're joking. Yes, he bullied me. You knew that.
I didn't realise.
He made my life a living hell.
Why didn't you tell me?
I tried to. You didn't listen to me.
When?
I don't know, sometime before.
Sometimes before you left and didn't talk to me for 15 years.
Now that's an exaggeration.
You never told me he bullied you.
Well, you should have seen
That's not fair.
It was so obvious, Stella. Why do you think I left? God, you really have no idea.
You shut me out, Julie. You totally shut me out.
You knew everyone hated me at school. You stood by.
I wanted to help you, but Rob.
Oh, you're going to defend him now.
No. Julie, I'm trying to tell you something.
Tell me what?
I
Tell
need-
me what, Stella?
I need you. Needed you. And you left.
You didn't need me.
I did.
You had Rob.
No, Julie, I needed you.
3. Julie, 17, is in the school science lab. In the classroom is a fume cupboard. She clutches her diary to her chest. Stella's at the point. It's nighttime. Stella could be 16 or 32.
It starts with hearing the sea. Sounds or touch, smells, they're evocative. A trigger, like waves crashing on the shore or birds calling. No, wait, maybe no birds were calling. There's a bit of light in the sky, clouds over the moon, but I can see the shadows of the marron grass waving like fingers. The ground is damp. I place my feet carefully. There are slugs on the path. Ahead of me is a car, parked with headlights still on. It's straight ahead of me, but the headlights point out over the sea like a lighthouse, signalling the boats to stay away. Makes the darkness much darker. Someone's in the car. 2 people. I move forwards, placing my feet carefully. I feel like a shadow. The windows are steamed, but I know who they are. I know how the conversation goes. He tells her she's lucky, that he'd never do anything to hurt her. He's been waiting so patiently. She looks so good tonight. She's a tease. She's a cock tease. Making him wait so long. He wants to make love to her. He wants to fuck her. Just 16. He kisses her. She moves away. He says, doesn't she love him? He just wants to make her happy. There's the smell of beer on his breath. His eyes look through her. He kisses her again. The car is small. He's locked the doors from the inside. They put the seats back to look at the stars. She thinks, I led him on. I shouldn't have told him I love him when I don't think I do. His hands are on her neck, around her back. His weight's on her. He whispers in her ear, "You want this? You want this, don't you?" She doesn't say anything. She doesn't say anything. Without wanting to, her body lets it happen. After, he says, "Don't worry. The first time's always bad." As she hugs her knees to her chest in the front seat, feeling like a shadow.
Julie puts her diary in the fume cupboard. She lights it on fire and steps back. Fire alarms, the diary burns.
It's not looking good.
Heart rate has slowed.
The family are with him now.
His poor bairn too.
Julie's childhood bedroom. Julie, still 17, is packing a big traveling rucksack. Stella, still 16, is not helping.
You're running away?
No,
Well, it certainly looks like you're running away.
I'm not.
People are saying you're expelled.
I'm not expelled.
Well, then what are you doing?
Leaving.
What about university? What about your exams?
I don't need them.
Where are you going to go?
I don't know.
You can't just leave
Yes,
without...
I can. I can work.
You're 17.
Yeah, there are farms, workaway programs. I can pick grapes.
Pick grapes, Julie! I don't understand.
There's no point me being here anymore. I'm done waiting.
Are you even going to go to
I don't know.
You're upsetting Mum.
Should be fine.
And me.
Well, you have Rob.
Julie.
What?
Rob...
What? Did he say something to you?
Say... No.
About me?
What about you?
Nothing.
Please stay.
I can't. Stella. I can't.
Four. Stella, 16, walks into a chemist.
Hello, I need...
Stella! Stella Ainsley!
Yes. Hi, Maggie.
Oh, I thought it was you. I haven't been seeing your mum in that long, and you've grown so. Oh, I didn't clock you at first.
No.
How's your mum then?
She's good, yeah, she's good.
Still
Yeah,
doing the Pilates?
Yes, Thursdays.
Up in the community centre?
Swimming pool.
Oh, they moved, did they? Well, I never heard. But I usually hear about stuff like that here. But, okay, what are you after, love? Well, you haven't got a prescription. Then you're going to have to spit it out. Come on, love.
The pill.
Ah, now you need to go to the doctor for that. I can't give that without a prescription, I'm afraid.
The morning after, no.
Ah,
Please, don't tell my mum.
I won't, love. Patient confidentiality, but you'll need a consultation with a chemist, and Mr. Richards has stepped out.
Can't you?
Oh, I'm not qualified.
I need to go back to school.
I'd say come back later, love, but we shut at 3 on Fridays. They do them at the sexual health clinic down in Inverness as well. They shut at 5.
I don't drive.
Have you got someone who could drive you?
No.
Not him?
No. I can get the bus on Saturday.
The clinic won't open till Monday morning.
But please, can't you
I just really can't, sorry. I'll get in trouble.
What do I do?
Was it condom failure? It's a question. In the consultation I've heard.
Why?
I didn't ask.
No, it wasn't.
Look, love, I got off at 3. I'll drive you. I'll need to pick the kids up from their dads first. It's my weekend, but I'll drive you. We'll get there before it shuts.
Rob is 34. He's in the kitchen making sandwiches for his daughter's school lunchbox. He's listening to the radio, dancing. When he's finished, Rob packs the lunchbox into a school bag. He leaves, re-enters wearing a tool belt and work clothes. He grabs the bag in his toolbox and leaves. A car engine starts. Perhaps we see sand dunes, headlights over the sea. The kitchen grows dark.
They said they got him to the hospital too late. He never really had a chance.
Stella is 29. She's in her new office at school. She arranges her desk, sits in her chair as if it's the first time she's ever sat at a teacher's desk. She suddenly sets the chair spinning round, holding her feet up as if it's a game. Ruby enters.
Oh! Hello. God, sorry, I was just... Teachers don't spin on their chairs, do they?
I've never seen one do it, but I don't mind, I do it all the time.
It's my first day.
Yeah, me too. I'm in S1 now.
You look tall for a first year.
Yeah, I'm the tallest in my class, I think. I mean, I was in P7.
What primary school did you go to?
Oh, I've been to lots. Like, Mum moves all the time.
I see. Have you got a music period today?
Yeah, I think so. I'm 1B.
Oh, well, it's not till 1:45. Did you need something?
I want to ask if I can learn the pipes.
You want to play the pipes?
I want to be in the pipe band.
Great, okay, yes. That should be possible. I'm not too sure how all the different instrument sign-ups work yet, but I'm teaching the pipes, and so that's okay. What's your name?
Ruby McCluskey.
Ruby McCluskey.
What?
Nothing.
Well, my dad's...
It's pretty. You know, it takes a long time to learn the pipes.
Yeah, I know.
You know, you won't get into the pipe band until, I mean, it's a lot of... Lots of children want to learn how to play the pipes, and you have to be, you have to work really hard.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, and then you won't be able to start playing the pipes, start on the pipes anyway.
Yeah, I know.
We'll teach the chanter first, and then if you get on well, then we can talk about moving on to the back.
Yeah, I know all this. Dad played in the pipe band, so he's told me all about it. He says I should be a natural because he was really good.
Yes.
Dad played pipes for the Queen when he was my age, and well, I want to be like him.
I'm sure you do.
So, when can I start learning?
It's not something that we teach in class. It's an extracurricular, which means your parents need to pay for the lessons and the instrument.
Well, Dad can talk to you about all that. I live with him now, and he said he'd pay for me to learn.
You live with your dad?
Yeah. Had a row with my mum, so went to stay with my dad instead.
Right.
Yeah, it's better there.
Is it?
Dad lets me have whatever I want to eat, and he says he'll not have to battle Mum to see
Well,
me.
you'll have to get both of your parents' consent to start the lessons.
Why?
Because... Well, what if you have a row with your dad and you go back to live with your mum, and then she doesn't want you to be playing pipes in the house, and then you can't practice?
Yeah, I'm not going back to live with Mum.
With respect, Ruby, I don't think that's always up to you.
You don't want to teach me,
I
do
think
you?
you teach anyone who has parental consent. It's not just your dad's decision.
Why not? I live with him, he's my
It's
dad.
not just about who you live with.
Yeah, but he's my
I
dad.
know he's your dad.
I'll be really good. I'll practice all the time, I promise. I've already learned the recorder. Mr. Murray at primary school said I would be a great piper. Like, he's the music teacher who goes to all the primaries. Do you know him? I mean, he's a bit mean, but I want to learn from you. Dad said you were a really good piper too. He told me to go and ask you about lessons. He said I'd be lucky to have such a nice new teacher. Are you okay?
Fine.
I thought you would want to teach me. Like, you and Dad were friends.
He said that.
It's funny. Dad is friends with a teacher. I mean, he hates school, but I like school. I couldn't wait to come to high school, even though Dad won't drive me. He says he's too busy. Please, will you teach me, Mrs. Ainsley?
It's just Miss Ainsley.
Oh. Did you have kids then?
No,
So who lives in your house?
nobody. Me. I live there.
Dad said he was lonely before I came to live with him, but he's really happy now. He sings in the kitchen. I also have a brother. Like, he's in S2. You'll probably teach him, but he's only like a half brother. He has a different name to me. I don't like him very much. Do you have a brother?
No, my sister lives abroad.
Cool, where?
I don't actually know.
Oh.
I haven't printed any consent forms, Ruby. You'll have to come back later. I can't teach you if your parents don't agree.
Well, my dad could come in and speak to you. He could come in tomorrow.
No. A consent form is fine. You'll need to come back later. I have my first class now. I'll print you a form.
Okay. Thanks, miss.
This poor bairn. What is she now, 13?
It's not fair losing a father like that. Fucking tragedy.
She lived with him for a bit too, trying to make up for lost time.
Shows you, doesn't it? Shouldn't waste a second.
Didn't last long by all accounts.
Life is so cruel, isn't it?
5. Sunrise. Stella and Julie are sitting either side of a broken tent. They look out towards the sea.
It's actually a really beautiful car park.
Right? That's the point there, you know? The sand dunes. We walked right past it in the rain yesterday.
I know.
So, that was quite an intense evening. Do you want to talk about it?
Do you want to talk about it?
I think we should.
You never think we should talk about things
Maybe I've changed.
in one evening.
No, I mean, I do want to talk to you, Stella. God, why do you think I'm here? I do. I want to know how you're feeling.
How I'm feeling. God, you really are bad at this, aren't you?
Jesus,
You
I'm
wanna know
trying,
how I'm
aren't I?
feeling.
No, it's not like you're amazing.
Suddenly, after 15 years.
Anyway, I know it's late. Okay, I fucked up. I'm asking now. I really want to know, Stella.
Okay. Okay. I feel as if ever since I was 16, maybe all my life actually, I've been standing on this cliff. Most of the time I'm looking into the distance so I can ignore that there's a ledge is there. I can laugh. I can look into people's eyes and believe that I know them, believe they are good, that people are good. I go about my life and it's easy, it's safe. I ignore things. I put them out of my mind. Little signs, little indications, stories, headlines, figures in the news. I ignore them. Keep looking into the distance. Don't look down. But sometimes I do look down. When I'm feeling bad about myself, asking myself what went wrong. What went wrong with me? I look down and the drop is huge, it's plummeting, and I feel like I could step off. Just step off. It would be better to step off because that would be real. Because I'm not different. There are thousands of people standing on that ledge with me, not looking down.
If you want to step off, there are people to catch you.
Who? I am alone. I live alone. I am alone, actually. And I haven't had a boyfriend in years, and I see the girls most weeks, but I don't think they care about how I'm doing. I'm a sad case.
Well, same.
But you travel, and you meet people, and you see fucking deserts, and that's not sad,
Isn't it? Like, nowhere is home except this place.
And you hate this place.
No. No. Actually, I love this place. It's beautiful. It's always felt so different from everyone here.
I've always said that's in your head.
So what? I still felt it. And you can't understand.
Can't I?
No. Not in the same way. You were popular. And I was the dyke that scared girls in bathrooms.
Julie.
No, that's what people said. And you never stood up for me. I felt like a monster. And I know I should have been there for you too. I realise that so clearly now, but I just couldn't. See, I left. I travelled because I was looking for people who could love me. And I found them. Oh, lots of amazing, colourful, queer people who accepted me and said they loved me and made me feel happy, but it wasn't enough. I didn't need them. I needed you. It's like I made this monster out of us, the way we were with each other. I couldn't tell you I was gay and you didn't see, and I thought it's because you didn't want to see, you didn't want to know because it was wrong, you were ashamed of me, and I thought you were right. I was that weird kid people didn't understand. They laughed at me, spat on me on the school bus because they thought it was funny. Like stole my things as a joke, and even though looking back they probably already knew, I was scared all the time. All the time. That they would find out. And it would be even worse. And then Rob, my diary, I thought he would use it, and I was scared. Even more scared to stay than to leave. So I left you, hating you and ashamed, and even though I found myself, this monster, it just kept following me around, shaking the ground through all the countries and the cities and the deserts until I knew. I needed to see you again and ask you to say sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Julie, I'm so sorry.
Me too. God, I'm sorry he did that to you. And I wasn't there. I'm sorry I didn't call or email, and God, I'm sorry I left you with Mum.
Oh, okay. Oh, Julie, I'm sorry that I laughed at you when you cut your hair short in Esplanade. God, it was so bad.
Well, I'm sorry I broke your Barbie house when you were 8. Oh, and pushed you off the step that one time when you had to get the butterfly stitches in your head.
Oh, God, yeah. And I'm sorry that I kicked you in the nose at the swing park. Remember that? All the blood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I don't read your articles.
Oh, it's okay, really. Oh, I'm sorry I suggested a walking holiday. That was...
Batshit. I'm sorry that I dragged you to the gulf.
It's the right call, I think.
I want to apologise for Rob.
No, don't you dare.
I should have seen what he was like with you. I should have stood up to him.
You were 16.
Everyone thinks he was so cool and so wonderful, and I did too. Maybe I'm wrong. That's the other thing. I keep doubting that it happened. Like, maybe it was a bad dream, or it wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
Are you going to be okay?
Yeah. Yes. I'll be fine. Maybe I'll get out of here for a bit. A real holiday.
I can recommend some good deserts.
Yeah, I was thinking more of a spa retreat. What will you do?
Get a new tent.
You can't live in a tent.
Yeah, I have a flat, silly. Well, it's a room in a flat.
Can I visit?
Look, I'm not there very much. Got an assignment in Morocco coming up.
Right.
Look, I'll email you. You can send me pictures from your spa.
Okay.
The vigil at the gull is coming to an end.
I found that video of wee Rob playing the pipes for the Queen on Robert Station. You mind that?
The gull gathers round the iPad. We hear some notes of a classic bagpipe tune, not Highland Laddie or Scottish Soldier.
That's not wrong.
No,
Who is that?
Looks awfully long hair.
that's definitely not wrong.
Is it the Queen though?
Aye, on Rogert Station.
This is the wrong video. That's not
Oh,
wrong.
find the right one, Hamish.
This is the only one.
That is the Queen on Rogert Station.
She's not getting out the train to shake his hand, is he?
Now watch a bit.
No, she's not getting out.
I could have sworn.
Aye, me too.
That's not Rob McCluskey.
No, it's a lassie.
I mean, the Queen never came to Rogert Station twice.
Oh,
No. Well then.
Rob always said he played pipes for the Queen.
we all did.
He was just a wee lad.
End.
We're going to have a Q&A. It's not obligatory, so if anyone wants to leave now, that's totally grand. If you need a wee toilet break, we'll just check time. It's 8 minutes past, so maybe just a couple of minutes. We'll get going back at 10 past for Q&A. Thank you, everybody. Thank you as well. Hello, for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Susanna, I'm senior producer at Eden Court. I know Matthew introduced people at the start, we'll just say thank you and hello again. So Megan DeChaslin, director, Anna Whealing, writer, Benjamin Asuko, Meg MacDonald, Helen Mackay and Jimmy Yule. Thank you so much for such a wonderful reading of the play. It was brilliant. So now we're just going to do the question and answer session, comments and reflections. Before the reading, I asked Anna if she had any questions for you specifically, so I'm going to start asking some questions for you. So the first question was, whose story did you think it was?
Oh, you can ask me a question.
I cheat and say the sisters as a unit. I think it was really well balanced through both of them, and even in the points where the narrative really goes, no, this one did terrible things to the other, it always kept it nice and square, so that it always felt like they were being separated more by themselves and their kind of preconception of themselves than any outside force, if that makes any sense at all.
No, that's great. That's actually perfect. That's what you're looking for.
Nailed it.
I also think it was one story and a backstory, that he was, an interesting character as well.
Can I ask a follow-up question to that? Did you feel like Rob had an equal balance in that, or he was slightly above or slightly below?
I think that one of the characters were stronger. I mean, not stronger, I mean, had more weight.
More weight, yeah.
I think there was a story about a rural community as well, where all the characters were fully apart in a rural setting, and I thought that was really well put. And the biases at home with living in a small community.
Great. Okay, I'm glad that came through. That's good. It's just like
That's
gathering
great.
information,
And other question for you, and then we'll just open it for is, what did the resolution leave you with? So the resolution at the ending, what did that leave you with feeling?
I think I feel a little bit in two places about the ending, because I think I almost want them to go away together and be away together, but that's not the ending. And I think for me, a lot of the bits that I really resonated with in the piece were that feeling of wanting to be away but also wanting to be home, and that still stays with them in those final moments, that like neither of them really want to be there or be away. And I think there's something about that. The hug is really powerful, because I think because inevitably it's a reading anyway, so the only contact that's made between anyone really during the piece is that hug, so it felt really significant. And it's about that thread being stronger in the relationship, but that actually still they're not bound, and they're not bound. It's all, sorry, I'm still it's so fresh, I'm still trying to get that thought. There's something kind of magnetic about it, in that one kind of wants to be away but is stuck in a place, and the other kind of loves home but is stuck feeling away, and that actually that feeling stops them from being able to be together and support one another. And I think for me, and it might just happen in a few days' time, I'll be walking the dog and I'll be like, oh my god. But for me in this moment, I'm not sure what all that means.
Great.
Yeah. That line of where Julie says, well, I'm not there that much, actually felt really important because they start at such distance and then they come so much closer together. But that complexity and tension of sister relationships, that there is that's still there. Is that like, oh, it's not completely, we're not,
Best friends, but we've got to start.
yeah.
That was really realistic. The ending felt was realistic when they go further, and I also felt it felt hopeful, like that in the future, yeah, she might email her, or they might meet up, or it felt realistic for that. I actually thought it was really perfect.
And then, in some ways, it was a truly cathartic play. I only watched it. They managed to bring up a screen next door. About 10 of us watched it in there. And, it came across very powerfully on that screen, never mind in here, and was very moving. I thought it was a very well judged ending, actually, because, it had a sort of cathartic thing of moving you and you feeling that there was a degree of resolution at the end of it, but it left a lot of questions. You didn't know exactly how that relationship was going to progress, but you could feel that it was going to progress in some way, and that all the sort of pain and anxiety of the experiences they'd had had been kind of expurgated in a way through the dialogue, the action, the play. So well done, really excellent.
Great acting as well.
Was there a question in the yellow jumper?
I was just a comment about like the resolution. It was really beautiful. The kind of the writing of emails in the beginning seems so like loose and not connecting at all, and then at the end, I think that was really hopeful. And even though they might not find that connection again, but I think they will. I feel like it left them with that feeling, and I think that was really, really beautiful. And I think, let's hope.
I meant purged, not expurgated.
Now we understand.
And any other sort of questions, comments, sort of reflections? Yeah, Phil.
Just another very nice line. You say he was just a wee lad. That slightly troubles me in that it seems to suggest that some of the men in the pub are sort of validating Rob and his teenagehood and everything that he'd done. And he would just get you lying about the Queen. Oh, raping someone. Oh, that's all the same thing. So he's sort of being excused from.
Or has he been excused?
Well, that's the impression I got from how you said it. It seemed to be you were excused.
Having spent most of my life in pubs and maybe even the Gull, it's a complicated dialogue in these places. It's not straightforward, especially in remote rural areas. So I'm glad you felt that, because I think that's a relatively honest. I know people who would say that, and if you actually said, "How do you mean? What do you mean?" But there's another play going after that. What do you mean?
Almost a bit extra.
Yeah.
Or something before then.
Yeah. I think the debate after that.
Yeah. I feel like that last line is almost the community are giving themselves an out. This makes us feel uncomfortable. We've just discovered that this person who we thought was so wonderful is not wonderful. Oh, but he was only me. Like, we're not gonna. It's too uncomfortable. Let's just move forward. I think that's the commentary on that community and how that made them feel.
And also he's dead.
Yeah.
I think actually, when someone is.
I think what you're saying about the get out clause is interesting. I think that's definitely in there. It's definitely in there.
I don't know if that's.
Yes, of course there is. It's life. It's like, I mean, he just said that one.
Well, just thinking about kind of the reality of like
Rob and his life, and you know, he's a young, you know, he's been telling the story for such a long time, so much so that he might even believe it himself, you know. So he's fabricated the story because of, you know, we hear somewhat about this childhood he's had. Yeah.
We've all done that. Come on. You're telling me you haven't done something like, imagine something a bit bigger maybe than you when you're saying things, and you know, we all do that. We all see things the way we want to see it.
And I think it's perhaps for me that to an audience who has listened to Stella's story, they know the truth of Rob. But in that line, the only thing they've just realized in this clip is that he lied about something when he was a kid that he's kind of continued with. So I think it can be very easy to excuse a childish choice when it's compounded with other actions and with, you know, a certain level of awareness and maturity, perhaps then our mind switches. So I think what you bring up is a really interesting point. I think for me it's different for the people in it, in the story, versus for an audience, which I think is the brilliance of that tactic.
Yeah, it's interesting that I think it depends on maybe how you decide to stage it, how a director might decide to stage it, but this truth that Stella tells about what Rob has done to her, it depends who's listening to that, I think.
Yeah.
And it might be no one that listens to that apart from the audience, or it might be only Julie that listens to it. Or so this idea about whether the community, what does the community know about Rob? I don't know. And it could be a choice, a director's choice to go, everyone, the whole pub is sitting behind Julie as she says that piece, and they all listen to her and they all decide that he's still
I can tell you, Anna, I was in the Stag 2.5 months ago, and 2 young boys were killed in a car crash between Lerg and Bona, and I virtually heard that line, and the guy was a tow rag. You know, I thought, my God, were you in that bar? Did you hear that? I thought, Jesus. You know, but so I think you nailed it.
That's not great. I'm glad. I'm glad there's a feeling of authenticity to that.
Reality.
Yeah.
I think for me, like going back to how it's read by an audience, and like the audience knowing through Stella's story who Rob is. I think there were enough, given a bit more time to like work on how that's portrayed. There was enough softness with Rob in the beginning that if you imagine the line being delivered in like, you know, in a really youthful way, you can believe that he's maybe just looking out for Stella in the way that he treats her sister. So that there were enough moments for me where I was like, I feel like this character is gonna be, like, I could tell that you guys knew that he was a bad guy, and so I knew that that's where it was going. But there were enough moments where I was like, but we'll just give it the benefit of the doubt, and I think we could. And I think that's really important, because like whenever we're exploring a story like this, and for us to kind of be with the girls on that journey as well, that we can believe that Rob's just, you know, he's just a boy, like in those earlier moments. And I think there's something really interesting about how this sort of the lie that he's been telling his whole life, and what you said about he believes that himself, that feels really true, and that there's something about the sexual assault, and that he probably, because you know he's got a couple of kids to different parents, that it feels like he doesn't know, or he has convinced himself that he doesn't believe that that's his narrative, and that those girls did love him, and that they and I think there's inevitably, because of how important those issues are, and the weight that they bring to the narrative, particularly within this context of the community and these pools that the sisters feel of wanting to be away and being home, of what that means, of that like kind of delusion and denial of that character. But I do think that for me it's written really well to give us the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, so that we, because you know, if you meet a guy that's obviously really creepy, you're just gonna stay away. You're not gonna get in a car with him. So it's important that we believe that he's safe and potentially is protected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? Ideas?
I just had a wee thought. I'm not very good at expressing myself those in a minute. The jumps forward and back in time, what I really wanted to know more, and I don't know if that's what you were looking for, but I really wanted to know more about the other parts in the timeline that weren't showcased, and where those slight moments were for the sisters maybe thinking about their sister in some context. I don't know, I really was yearning for a bit more. Does that make sense?
Yeah. A bit more in the past, or a bit more
in the
in between, or even just before the moment where they got together for this. Why did what? Like more about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
What a lovely thing to be left with. Actually, I think I'm sitting here going, oh, that's great. I'm sorry, it's satisfying, but that's awesome.
I wonder if it's because I've got two sisters and I'm really close with them, but they live quite far away, it touched me a lot watching that relationship. And I just thought there's more in the in-between that we're not seeing.
Yes.
There has to be, if there's this relationship that clearly still is close.
Yeah. I love that.
I think adding to that as well, I'm trying to work out the dates in terms of when Stella was working in the school, and the young girl had a brother 1 year older, which would have made roughly about 16, with the morning after pill sort of conversation. Was the child born? Did Stella put the child up? Was that Stella's?
I also asked Anna that. I was like, I need to know, is this her child? Yeah, I think it'd be.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna tell you.
Well, you gave me an answer, but you want to have that question in your mind.
Yeah. The next is sober.
I'm not gonna write that. It's going to be so hard to write.
I love that you have that. I love that you have that question, though.
Yeah.
I think it left me wanting more. What happens next? Like, do they go on a spa weekend together in the rock?
I like that.
I can write that.
Yes,
The happy one.
I need to do some research first.
Yeah, I think we need to go to a spa.
We'll let you know.
I think that's today's culture though, because you want to be able to kind of binge watch something and say, well, what happens next?
And I think also, and I work in theatre for heaven's sakes, and yet I want to get to the end of the story and have it all tied up pretty with a bow and, alphabetized. I want it to be neat. But at the end of the day, life isn't neat. So as much as I feel a good dissatisfaction at the end of the story, not knowing what happens next. And I think there's something so real and so human about that. So even if it feels a little bit unsatisfying, as a director, I'm really glad you want to know more, because it means what's been written makes us think about our own lives and our own biases, and I think that's the beauty of the script.
Yeah, sure. I feel like audience always have an active part in theatre. Like, that's the best thing about theatre, right? Like when you come in, you can go away and you can do the rest of it. You can fill in the blanks. You can have Q&A sessions where people go, "What happened?" And I'm not going to tell you because I don't know either. I'm sure you can do that with lots of art forms, but it's the nice thing that audience are part of the story.
Yeah. And the best thing I can be left with at the end of a show is wanting to go and sit in the pub and talk about it with the people that I saw it with. because it was that interesting to me.
And I think that you put like the skill in writing a directed piece of theatre is how when you let the audience in, when you leave the gaps, where you have to take, and to give you that, good enough to be like, what's it? Yeah.
Is that her baby?
Yeah. It would be a bad play if you guys all left and didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to leave and talk about it. If you want to leave and not talk about it.
But talk about like going to talk about it in the bar, obviously, like, and I know myself personally, it always takes me quite a long time to process plays, to kind of settle and sort of think how I feel about things. So please do continue the conversation in the bar. I'm sure company will be happy for more. And also, afterwards, if you wanted to email in any thoughts, then please do email in producing@evencourt.co.uk. We'll pass it on. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much to the generous audience, and thank you again.